Okay, I wanted to touch back real quickly about language learning and Duolingo real quick, but because I'm heading out the door, and so I had a few minutes, but I wanted to state the obvious. The obvious is that most of these apps do a horrible job at teaching language because the learner themselves needs to be immersed, and that is the one thing that the apps really cannot do for the learner. The learner has to find a way to immerse themselves in the material for there really to be an honest assessment of the material that they're trying to engage in. And as someone who has been through most of these language learning platforms, and it was Pimsleur, I believe, is the company that used to be used by the State Department back in the old days. But I think there was another company too, and they're no longer to be found. And I would have to go into my storage unit and dig out the boxes and find the materials with the name printed on it to, come back just to tell you when the reality is that somebody viewing this video is going to tell me before I ever get to that, right? Um, in a classroom, you're going to be judged metrically, right? If you're keeping up with the curriculum, and the curriculum moves regardless of how fast you're picking it up and how many times you need to go back over it. And the curriculum assumes that you're going to spend as many hours in a day to master that particular lesson, whether you're mastering it the first 1 to 5 times or 5 to 100 times. And the curriculum will just keep moving forward without you. My commentary though is about that, how uneven the advancement of the information is. And what I've noticed with Duolingo is that you go up in a scale like this and then it does this. And it's not that you've reached a point in a language where they have to do that, or that there is a lack of information around these lessons right here where it peaks up, right? Or there's a deficiency within you. It's not that at all. It's that I think that they know that the probably first 25% of the material that they're going to offer for the language has to be engaging, and it has to be well structured, and it has to take you in a line like this. It has to, on the app. And I think that they've spent the money and they've spent the time and they've had the little boardroom meetings where it's like everybody tests it and goes, oh yeah, it works all the way through here. And then it kind of jumps up, because I honestly don't think that they give a shit, because they know that most people are not making it that far in the material. And that's why you'll notice that regardless of the language, you'll hit that point where it goes almost vertical on you. And you're wondering, like, why is it doing this, right? And then you probably switch over to Memrise or Mango or another app, right? And from my reading since posting that previous video, the U.S. State Department, I believe, uses Rosetta Stone, Pimsleur, and Mango. But now they're switching to, I guess, Mango. That's what they've discovered, because Mango does a really good job. I've only looked at Mango briefly, and I've never used it, because when I got into paying for these things, you got to pay, and it's a pretty significant amount of money for the year or the month, and I always pay for the year to use them, and then I dedicate myself to learning throughout the course of the year. But Memrise is one of the better, but Memrise also has its deficiencies in that, like Duolingo, they built the front end of the material to be really good, but as you continue, you can see the quality of the material starts to lack, and it's not similar or same to the stuff that you're first interfacing. And I think a lot of that is because of commitment by the company to master that language and to master the videos and to give you thorough and complete videos from beginning to end. And I would probably say no one's done that yet, from what I've seen. Maybe Mango or another site has done this. Rosetta Stone used to be really good at that, and I've got a bunch of Rosetta Stones in the storage unit, but even them, like they start off like this and they stay like that, and their level of introduction to get you off the ground, to me, is a struggle. That's what I've noticed with Rosetta Stone, and I was a beta tester for Rosetta Stone, so and that just goes to show you how long I've been doing this. Anyways, that's just an additional thought, something to think about. And I welcome any kind of conversation about language learning. I know this is going to be a boring topic that probably isn't going to get that many views, but because I noticed that TikTok leaves these videos up. And like today, I'm getting commentary from the videos over last summer about the baby boomers. Like, so why not talk about something that I would like to talk about, which is, language. And maybe at Christmas time, someone will see this video and respond to it. And so that's the way I'm looking at some of these content choices I'm making for TikTok, is the longevity, is dealing with this material over a long period of time, rather than just trying to, can I get a whole bunch of views? Can I get a whole bunch of likes and subscribes? No, I don't really care about that, because I'm not going to be making money on this app. And I think we've all figured that out. Okay, all the best.